On to our next segment, Ben Shapiro time. We haven't made fun of this guy in a while, so let's go.
And let's be real about this. It's insane that we haven't raised the retirement age in the United States. It's totally crazy.
Why is this video so crunchy?
Joe Biden, if that were the case, Joe Biden should not be running for president. Hey, Joe Biden is 81 years old. The retirement age in the United States at which you start to receive Social Security and you are eligible for Medicare is 60.
Is there a version of this that isn't so crunchy? Is there a version of this that's less crunchy? I don't think so.
65. Joe Biden has technically been eligible for Social Security and Medicare for 16 years, and he wants to continue in office until he is 86, which is 19 years past when he would be eligible for retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem. Everybody that I know who is elderly, who has retired, is dead within 5 years. And if you talk to people who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job and they stop working, things go to hell in a handbasket real quick. But put all of that aside, just on a fiscal level and on a logical level. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt established 65 as the retirement age, the average life expectancy in the United States was 63 years old. Today, the average life expectancy in the United States is close to 80. It's totally insane that you believe that you should be able to work from the time that you are essentially 20 to the time that you are 65, which is a 45-year period, pay in, and then you will receive Social Security benefits sufficient to support you and your family, you and your wife or whatever, for like another 20 years. That's crazy talk. That is not fiscally sustainable. The notion that if you have to raise the retirement age to 67 or 68, that everyone is going to fall apart. My parents are that age. My parents are not retired. And they shouldn't retire. It would be very bad for them to retire.
Apparently this is a clip from months ago. And this this clip was so bad. I didn't know that this was from I never even heard him say this. But this clip apparently was so bad that even fucking Asmongold had the right opinion on it. The mold was like, wait. Let's turn on the correct radar. Wait. This one's too particularly offensive.
So people are unhappy about this.
And let's be real about this. It's insane that we haven't.
Why is this audio fried too? Why is all of the audio deep fried, dude? Jesus.
Raise the retirement age in the United States. It's totally crazy.
And as many people have already mentioned, imagine saying, we need to raise the retirement age when your job is to sit in front of an air-conditioned room, to sit in an air-conditioned room in front of a camera and read stuff that someone else wrote for you. This is the thing that always confused me about the discourse that Hassan and I were involved in on like streaming being considered like work or whatever. Job, oh my god. But like, streaming has its own challenges and it has its unique difficulties. And I think a streamer talking about that with their audience is not problematic. The difference is, I have talked about how I think that there are some jobs that are like, it's basically cruel and unusual punishment. Specifically, retail service. Like that is like one of the worst jobs you can have in America. More importantly, I am all for worker rights, okay? I want to improve people's working rights, okay? I want workers to be treated well in our country. I want them to have good security systems. I want our managers to not be able to just fire you without cause or reduce your hours without cause or reduce them to be a part-time worker so you can't get insurance. I want insurance to not be tied to your job. You should be able to have insurance regardless of your job. You should have a reasonable retirement age with like reasonable benefits. Like, I might say, oh yeah, there are certain aspects of streaming that like are a little bit frustrating that maybe you can get really socially exhausted after, blah, blah, blah. But I still understand and respect the fact that it's a very privileged job. And more importantly, I spend almost the entire stream talking about how much workers are getting fucked in our country. To be Ben Shapiro, which in my opinion is basically the same thing as like my job, and then be telling people, I don't even know why people want to retire. Honestly, we should just remove retiring. Unless you're sick, you shouldn't. It's like, whoa, dude. Bruh. Bruh. Excuse me. My life is easy, so you shouldn't have to retire. It's like, no, 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 no. The American dream, work until you die. Excellent. Also, totally ignoring the fact that there are physical labor jobs. I've talked about this many times, and I think that the retirement age for construction workers or any type of engineers that work physical jobs or any job where you have to do hard labor that our city relies on, that can be physically exhausting on your body, you're moving heavy stuff around, you can get injured on the job, you should be able to retire sooner. You should be able to retire like some percentage sooner than the rest of the workforce, because your job is just not like, your body will physically degrade as you age. Your mind, it takes a while for your brain to physically degrade. Working in an office, not to say that like working in an office can't be soul draining. It is a draining job, especially if you have bad employees and bosses or coworkers and bosses. But for the most part, your brain is still pretty good, I would say, unless you're dealing with dementia or any like Alzheimer's or stuff like that. Your brain is pretty good, right? You can keep working at a desk at like 70, to be honest. However, construction, you can't working construction till you're 65 is crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know how that's even like legal. Your body can't do physical labor for that long. It's not supposed to be doing that much physical labor. It's dangerous. To be like, oh yeah, you should keep working until you die. You shouldn't retire. One week of construction would break Ben. Well, the problem is that I don't think he would actually ever be able to get a construction job, because I don't think he's ever picked up anything heavier than 5 pounds. What do you know about physical labor? Well, I was fucking your mom for 2 hours last night, so I know a good amount about physical labor, excuse you.
Joe Biden, if that were the case, Joe Biden should not be running for president. Hey, Joe Biden is 81 years old. The retirement age in the United States at which you start to receive Social Security and you are eligible for Medicare is 65. Joe Biden has technically been eligible for Social Security and Medicare for 16 years, and he wants to continue in office until he is 86, which is 19 years past when he would be eligible for retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem. Everybody that I know
That's wild. Thank you for the commentary, Asmongold.
Who is elderly, who has retired, is dead within 5 years. And if you talk to people...
If you ever thought that maybe they had to retire because they had an illness or they had something wrong with them and their health was declining, that's why they retired. So you have kind of a confirmation bias based off of that, because most of the people that have to retire exactly at 65 or early like that is because they have a problem. Because, like, this is the thing, right? This has to be AI. You think it's AI? It's a deep...
Me, when I see something so stupid, it has to be AI. You know how bad your take has to be that I agree with Asmongold, or that Asmongold agrees with me? You know how bad your political opinion has to be? Denim, Ben Shapiro does carry heavy stuff. Look, watch this.
Here we are at Home Depot. As you know, controversy has now engulfed Home Depot as people are encouraging people to boycott Home Depot because Home Depot is not getting involved in Georgia's voter law controversy. Home Depot is doing exactly the right thing because, after all, they are, in fact, Home Depot. They are not, in fact, in the business of housing, because you should be buying from companies that are not falling to the woke left. Home Depot, so far, is one of those companies. So here's what we're doing. And I encourage you to do the same. We're going to go in there, I'm going to buy some stuff, and then I'm going to leave.
I'm going to buy some stuff. I wonder what he's going to buy.
All right, as you can see.
In all the times I have went to Home Depot, I have never gotten a piece of wood bagged. Ever. Mesos, thank you for the 29 months. lot of fun DIY projects that I like to do, okay? For my own pleasure. Like you guys know about the massive Trump canvas that I have. That's amazing. I made that wood frame myself because trying to get a canvas that big normally would cost you a lot of money because they have to ship this huge package, but it's actually really cheap to just make it yourself. You know, go in, you buy all the pieces of wood that you need, and you just carry them or put them in the cart that you were using and then take the cart to the car. To go to Home Depot and get a piece of wood and then put it in a bag just shows everyone that you've never, ever been to a Home Depot before, ever.
I just went shopping at Home Depot. You should do the same. This wood, this board, this magnificent piece of poplar is now mine.
So anyways, let's hear more about what this guy thinks on retirement age. Also, 1 second, I'm just gonna grab a beverage, if I may.
Fake? What if he's just an asshole, though? Go to his Twitter, it's not fake. Oh, we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
I blew up the internet because of something.
Okay, it's real. There it is. It's real. Now, I actually think that it's true that it's like not necessarily a great idea. Like I have seen people do this, right? And it's probably a good idea to keep working if you can, or to keep active if you can. I actually think that's great. That's a good thing because you know, if you're not doing anything, then your body is going to decay. You're not staying active. You're not engaging with people regularly. I think that there's like some truth to what he's saying. And like for me, I never want to retire either. Fuck that. Why would I want to retire? I like streaming. What am I going to do? Am I just going to like stop making content? Like what the fuck? Why would I just randomly stop doing that? So yeah, it's an option, but yeah, I agree. I don't think you should I think you should like hopefully, right? I mean, by the time you're 65, you should have something that you love doing and hopefully you keep doing it. But like the idea that like you shouldn't be allowed to retire is crazy.
People who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job and they stop working, things go to hell in a handbasket real quick. But put all of that aside, just on a fiscal level and on a logical level.
Yeah.
When Franklin Delano Roosevelt established 65 as the retirement age, the average life expectancy in the United States was 63 years old.
Yeah, what was the infant mortality though, right? Because like that's another factor. Like a lot of times you have like infant mortality rates or like different types of like really bad diseases that like pull down that number a lot.
Today, the average life expectancy in the United States is close to 80. It's total.
By the way, the life expectancy is, from what I've heard, has actually been going down.
Oh,
Totally insane that you believe that you should be able to work from the time that you are essentially 20 to the time that you are 65, which is a 45-year period.
Right.
Pay in, and then you will receive Social Security benefits sufficient
sorry.
to support you and your family, you and your wife or whatever, for like another 20 years. That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
That is not fiscally sustainable.
Well, it's going to have to be because it's going to happen no matter what. This is what's going to happen even without Social Security. Like the problem is that there are too few people that create too much value in the society because of the way that technology has evolved to allow that to happen. And you have to divide it out more, or you just can't. Like a lot of people are just well, you could kill everybody. I mean, you could do that. Would definitely solve a lot of problems, right?
I came back to just the right moment. You could just kill everybody. Oh, okay. Good. Sensible. Excellent.
And like a new version of COVID that like kills like half of the people.
Amazing.
And this would solve
amazing. Thanos over here really coming up with some great ideas.
a ton of problems. But unless you do that, then, you know, you're going to have a big problem.
The notion that if you have to raise the retirement age to 67 or 68, that everyone is going to fall apart. My parents are that age. My parents are not retired. And they shouldn't retire. It would be very bad for them to retire. By the way, it's disrespectful to people who are 67, 68, 69 years old to suggest that they are in the same shape as people who are 65 were in 1940. It's not true at all.
I think it probably depends, right? And so there's plenty of people that are like 60 and they're mentally and physically 80. And there's people that are 60 and they're mentally and physically 40. There's like a huge spectrum to that. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Have you met a 65-year-old lately? 65-year-olds are not old in the United States. They're not.
That's stupid.
Six-
That is
My
just-
mom was 65. She was
So,
old.
so one important thing to note is that lifespan and life quality are not the same thing. People might be living longer nowadays, but that doesn't mean the quality of life that they're experiencing is good. And that's because our education and our healthcare system is so fucking bad. There are like 70-year-old professors that I used to have that were in better shape than me. Like, could do cartwheels, could like bench 6 million pounds, were in probably better health than I was, despite being 50 years older than me. Distance runners and shit, yeah. And there are also like 50-year-olds that I've met, and I'm not even talking about chronic issues or health issues. I'm talking about like physically and, yeah, physical health-wise are not in good condition. Like, a lot of people that are 50 and their health is not good. They eat like shit, and they never do any physical exercise that's good for them. And that ages you really fast. Those two things alone, even if your lifespan stays at 70 or 80, the quality of life from 50 to 80 is going to be terrible. It's going to be horrible, horrible, horrible. And it's because our education system is really bad and our healthcare system is really bad. And when you try to tell people, hey, I don't know if you know, but red meats are carcinogenic. And we know that nitrites, the thing that preserves nitrites and nitrates, the thing that preserves red meats, they cause cancer. They make you more likely to get cancer. And what happens when you tell American this? Well, bacon is good for me, so I don't believe you. And it's like, oh my God, like, just amazing. You just don't care that you're from 50 to 80, your life is going to be terrible. You just don't care. Yeah, go out like an American with colon cancer. Hell yeah. And medical debt to own the libs. It's like, what's going on here, man? You suggest people should eat vegetables? I'm not a vegan soy boy like you. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I'm not saying you can't eat anything good ever. I'm saying eat the stuff that isn't great for you, like the things that cause cancer, in smaller amounts. Maybe you shouldn't have bacon every day. You have it a couple times a week, maybe. And maybe have stuff that we know is always good for you more often. Did Biden actually drop out, guys? I'm hearing, hello, Mr. President? I'm getting word that Biden just dropped out. I'm just getting word? I'm getting word that